All right. So your task is to make sure that you find 3 levels of text difficulty. Thank you, Paige. She just emailed me.
You're
Okay.
welcome.
I'm going to shut down that email because that noise drives me crazy. Okay. So you need, I sent everybody at least 5 books, I think. So your job is to first find out how I type on here. There we go. You need to find one book that is 95% or to 100%. And that is your easy. Find one book 90 to 94%, and that's your instructional. Find 1 or 2. I would like 2 books. Find 2 books at the hard level that is below 89%. So let's look at some examples. So let's say we have a level B book and the child reads 96%. That's easy, so you're going to go and test with the level C book. Let's say that's 98%. You have 2 easy books. See, that's why I sent you more than you think you need. And then we do level D, and maybe it comes out 89%. That's the hard level. But look, you don't have an instructional level. So that's why I say we should find 2 hard levels, because a lot of times what happens is this level D, maybe they didn't have background knowledge. For some reason, maybe they had the same error. Maybe it had names in it. So let's say level E comes out 93%. There's your instructional. But you still don't have 2 hard levels. So I'm hoping you could find 2 hard levels, and I sent you enough books that you can do 2 hard levels like this. So let's try another scenario. Let's say I sent you, or you tell me the kid's reading on a level, let me try and move this. Let's say you start with a level D and it comes out 85%. That's your hard level. So then what level should you do next, Mandy? What do you think? Yeah, you got to turn your sound on. Everybody turn your sound on. Yeah.
I would go to a level B.
You would do a B? I would probably do a C, but a B is okay, because what Mandy's thinking is she's got to have an easy level. So let's say Mandy's right and she gets 100% on 100%, which is easy. Now we're going to do what, Paige?
Level C.
Yes. Let's hope you get between 90 and 94%, 92%. And then, Sydney, what are you going to do next? Or are you going to stop?
I would do, you need 1 more hard.
Right. So you're going to try a level E. And maybe you know, the first 2 pages, you know, it's too hard. You know, they can't hardly read any words. I would stop it right then. So you do 2 hard levels unless you have evidence that it's too hard or they're going to cry or something. So we use 2 hard levels to just make sure we know that this is really the bottom books that they shouldn't be reading independently. So there will never be a time when you just do 3 books. And some of you, I sent 2 of a level. So I'm looking here. If I don't get my books back, it's not the course. Okay. What did I send Katie? Okay, Katie's not here. Katie's here. Okay, Abigail, I sent you an A, 2 B's, 2 C's, and a D. So I did that because, let me use this eraser. Okay. So I sent you levels A, B, B, C, C, D. And I can't remember, what did they tell you the child's level was?
B or C. Like
B or C. See, and that made me worried because I just wasn't clear. So let's say we always start at the easy level. Start at the lowest level I sent you because we want to make the kids feel comfortable. So let's say you get 100% at level A. Then you go to one of the level B's, and I'm going to suggest anyone who got doubles, you're going to have both what they call a narrative and a nonfiction. And the narrative is like a story, and the nonfiction is like information. So I would suggest you go to the level B that is more like a story. So let's say you have 95%. So we still have easy. So then I would move on to level C. And let's say you get 75%. That's hard. I would, because you have the books, go back to the other level B, and because it's nonfiction, a lot of times those books are harder for the kids because they're more like, this is a frog. The frog has 10 legs. It's not like language. So you might go to level B and hopefully maybe you'll get 93%, and then you'll try the level D and probably get another hard level. So you have to get an easy, instructional, and hard. You have to. That's like the main focus. And when you write your paper, it's really essential that you do that. And you need errors to really understand a child's thinking. So when you get your books, you're going to go onto D2L. And you go under content. And you see way at the bottom, it says Fountas and Pinnell. So you're going to click on that. And you see there's 2 huge files. There's a file for books between levels A and N, and another file for levels L to Z. So I don't know if anyone got any at the higher levels. So let me download this file, A through N, because I think most of you So for every book I sent you, there is a scoring sheet. So here's a level A scoring sheet for the book Best Friends. So you see Best Friends, the title at the top. And as you go down, there's usually 4 pages for every book. So you need to print out the 4 pages for every book I sent you. So, and then you see at the top, it tells you level A fiction. Fiction is like narrative. I should have used the word narrative. And then here's the level A that's nonfiction. So for every level, there is 2 books in the kit. Some of you, I sent you both levels if we weren't sure which level it is. Some of you, I just sent one. So which each book, and I'm going to suggest what you do is you have the book, you download this form and you stick it right in the book. And then you just pile the books up from easy to hard. And then all you have to do is pick up the book that has a scoring form with it. And then you're going to administer it. So how do you administer? As you can see, this is also written on the front cover of the book. There's an introduction. So your job is to read this introduction to the child. For this one, it says right here, place the book in front of the student. Read the title in the introduction. Best Friends. Hey, Sally, we're going to read Best Friends. And then you read, in this story, 2 girls tell all the things they like to do together. Read to find out what they like to do. Point to each word as you read. So as the child's reading, you can take your running record in this blank section over here. But then tomorrow night when we talk about, we're going to talk about your paper, what to write on your paper, I'll tell you, you have to transfer your running record info data from this sheet over to a regular form. But while you're testing the kid, just use this area. I'm trying to show this area. You can use this area to take your running record. Now here's what's great about these forms. So let's say we take this running record and little Sally says, we like to run. We like dancing. So they left out the word to. I'm trying to write. We like dancing. So she's got 2 errors here. I want this, let me do it. Come on. We like swinging. What, swinging, put swinging over here. And then she gets everything else correct. So let's say she has 4 errors. Look at what Fontes and Pinnell did for you on this page. On page 2, all you have to do is count the number of errors and then look at this sheet and you know what's the percentage. You don't even have to do the math. So because this child had 4 errors, we know right away that's a hard level because it's below 90%. So when the child's done reading, you just say, hold on a minute, just go back and count your errors real quick. And you use this form. They're on every page, on every form. And that'll tell you what book you should go to next. And then the next page, look at this, we ask comprehension questions. We're going to talk more about this tomorrow night. But here's comprehension questions that you're going to ask the child for every book that they read. And again, let's read the directions here. The directions say, have a conversation with the student. Note a conversation. So it's not like you ask questions and they answer. Noting the key understandings the student expresses. Use prompts as needed. Prompts are right here. Prompts are here in the middle column. Use these prompts to stimulate the discussion. Score for evidence of all understanding expressed, with or without a prompt. And we'll talk about scoring tomorrow. So after you figure out the percentage, you just start here. Tell me some things the girls like to do together. And then what most people do is just underline. They like to run, they like to dance. Some kids might say something that's not even in the book. They like to, what else do kids like to do together? They like to scare people. I don't know. I'm just making things up. So if they say something that's not in the list, you are going to just write it down here. If it's in the list, you can just underline it. Save yourself some time.
Should we do the comprehension questions for every book that we test them on?
Yes. Good question. And if they only give you one thing, you can ask the second prompt. Can you tell me more things they like to do together? Because see, they need to give you 2 to 3 examples to get the maximum points. So if they only tell you one thing, you want to ask them, well, tell me more things they like to do. For what you really have to go over these before you administer them to the child. You can't just walk in there with the child and read them. You have to know what you're asking. The second set of prompts. So you see, this one is within the text. These questions are literal questions. Bloom's taxonomy, they're the very lowest level. Beyond the text, this is more your analysis, your inferences. How can you tell these girls are best friends? Well, they're cute. They look cute together. Okay, not in the book. I'm sure it's in the book, but we're not going to give them credit for that because they're not using the book. Oop, that was interesting. So I'm going to write down they look cute together. But they're not going to get points for that. What they're going to get points for is if they say the girls like to do things with each other. So if they say something like they look cute together, then you're going to ask them the second prompt. Of all the things the girls do together, what's their favorite thing to do? And tell me why. And then they say, I think they like to read more than anything else. And you're going to ask them why. If you had the book, you would see how much they're smiling, anything like that the child tells you. So then the third part of every book is a writing piece. So on the last page of the score forms, I guess there's 3 pages for these lower level ones. You're going to ask the child to write about what the two girls like to do together. I never ask them, if they want to draw a picture, I have them write it. I have them draw it after they do their writing. And I never let them draw for 25 minutes. Oh, here, oh yeah, you want to draw? I hope you draw, let them draw, but you want them to write first. And some kids, the lower they are, might write just a list. What are some of the things the kids like to do together? They might say read, RD, read, run, RN. They might make a list. So you're not there to help them or change their story. You're just there to encourage them to do as much writing as they can. So let's look at a higher level. Let's look at a level E. The loose tooth, I sent that to some people. So when you find the loose tooth, you have how many pages? You have 1, 2, 3 pages of running record. Oh, 4 pages of running record. See, everyone's different. Oh, I'm sorry, 5 pages. And see, then that chart looks longer because there's more words. So let's say this child read and got 14 errors. You see how now you have an instructional level. So again, you take the running record on these areas over here. I hope you can fit it in there. But as you go up the levels, the testing's going to take more time. And that's why we don't want to give them all the tests at the same time. We do the reading first, and then we'll go back and do the other 5 tests, 2 of which you're going to start learning tomorrow. But let's look up here now. When you get into the higher levels, they have this thing called a fluency score. So if you remember, we talked a lot about how the reading sounds. That's at the end of every running record, we need to put down how the reading sounds. So I would imagine the lower the reader, they don't have this chart on levels A and B. But if a child's reading word by word, you're going to give it a 0. If they're reading in 2-word or 3-word phrases, you're going to give them a 1. Very rarely are you going to get 2s and 3s. 3s it sounds just like talking. And 2s is they're using punctuation, they're having expression. Some kids will get a 2. But the lower the kid, I would say 0 or 1. Especially think about it in the lower levels, the child was asked to point while they read. That slows them down, right? Now you go to your comprehension questions. Same thing that we talked about before. Don't worry about scoring these. While the kid's there, and again, we're going to talk about them tomorrow, but you see the same thing. The prompts are here, and you're going to record in the key understanding section. So the prompt is, what was Kate's problem in the story? Oh, Kate had a loose tooth. Well, what do you think Kate did? What did Kate try to do to solve the problem? Oh, she wiggled it. I guess I tend to circle more than underline, but whatever works for you. What else did she do? I had a kid once say she prayed to the fairy godmother. So I wrote that down, which is a cute answer, but there's nothing in the story about a fairy godmother. So again, I would write that down here. Prayed to the fairy godmother. I can't write. Talk about how the story ended. She ate an apple and the tooth came out. So then we have to decide, are these answers going to be a 0, 1, 2, and 3? And we'll talk about that tomorrow. Right now, I just want you to be clear about how to administer these tests. Beyond the text, again, your inferences. Why do you think how do you think Kate really wanted her tooth to come out? Why do you think she wanted her tooth to come out? And here, they don't give you any choices. They're telling you, take anything that's reasonable because it hurt, because it bothered her when she ate. I don't know what other reasons. And again, you have a writing section. Write about the 3 things Kate did to get her tooth to come out. Mandy, you okay? Okay, you look
Yeah,
like.
my dog's right there.
So's mine.
Yeah.
All right, so questions that you have.
I have a
Yes.
question.
Yes, Katie.
Sorry. For the writing part and like drawing a picture if they want to,
Yes.
or whichever one. Can it be like guided writing?
No,
Or I forget what it's called. No?
no, because we want to assess what they can do independently.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
I mean, if they say, oh, my dog and this cat are going crazy. Capone, what are you doing? Are you playing? So if they say, oh, should I write this? Say, yeah, write that. Write whatever you want.
Okay.
But yeah, you're not going to share the pen. It's not going to
Okay. Sounds good.
No, it's a good question. It's a good
Okay.
I have a question.
Go for it.
So when we were talking the other day, we were gonna do the Fontes and Pinnell papers, and then you wanted us to do a running record aside from that.
Well, what I think okay, you're going to record on here because then you have the words here, but then before you turn in your paper, you're going to transfer that to a regular running record sheet.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Clear.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, that's fine. So we're going to talk more about the paper tomorrow. So as soon as you get your books, you need to get on here and download the forms. And some of them you might not use. I hope I sent you too many books. And Emily and Mandy, I won't know until tomorrow. And I'll probably not send you your books. I'll just email you what books they are because everything's on the score sheet. You don't really need the book because all the words are on the score sheet.
And for the first day of testing, it's the 3, you want us to do the 3 levels of the text difficulty.
Yes, which is probably at least 4 books.
Yeah, well, to find, 1 to 2 below the text difficulty. Okay.
You want 2 hard levels, if that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So if you get 2 easy books, so the second time you get an easy, do you still want them to write, in the 3rd section?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
The more writing you can get, the more you have to analyze.
Okay.
Because your paper is really based on not what the child can do, it's his errors and what a teacher can use to build on those errors. It's not about finding out that they can read everything 100%. That doesn't help a teacher at all. What we want are errors like cat for can, and then in your paper you're going to talk about, oh, the kid used the first 2 letters of the word. It didn't make sense. It didn't sound right, but he's looking. I know he's looking at the words. So your paper is going to be about the errors. So you need errors for this paper. You need as many errors as you can get between 90 and 100%. Errors on books that are below 90% don't tell you too much because the books are too hard. And so the reason we find hard levels is to know when to stop. I can't believe Capone. Are you going to bark? I've never seen him do this. So, Kate, Lisa, can you tell us what happened? Lisa tell us what happened when you did your testing.
Okay, yeah. So, the teacher said she was level A. So level A was instructional, but then I
Tell
went
me
to
a percentage. Give me a percentage.
Oh, let me check mine.
Okay.
So level A was 94%. But then when I went to a B, it was too hard. It was below 90%.
Okay.
And then you gave me 2 books. They're like, scores are like L1. Does that make sense? It's like below an A.
They're not below an A, but when I told you to read them to the child, that's what made them below a level 1.
Oh, well, she read those 100%.
Okay.
So, but then I don't have any C's, so I have like my easy, instructional, and hard.
Wait. Let me write this down.
Okay.
B, you read the book to the child, and she read 100%.
Correct.
Okay. Oh,
So then
100%.
I need a second hard, but I only have B, so should I have her read the second level B, or
Yeah.
should I have you send me a level C? I'm assuming it's
I would have her read the second level B.
you have her read the second level B.
Yes.
Okay.
Remember which B you had her read that she got 88%?
Yeah, she read the nonfiction one.
Okay. So yeah, I would have her. Did I only send you? So you have easy. You have instructional. You have hard. You don't have hard. You only have one hard.
Right, I have one hard. But so that was level B. That was too hard, and I have another level B that she could read. But
Do
is
you
that
have
okay?
a
That
C?
they're-
Do you
what
have
do
a C?
I don't have any C's. No.
Okay. Do the other level B.
Okay, because that one's narrative.
You know what? I have an electronic version of a level C I'm going to send you. So
Oh,
you'll
cool. That is printed
you'll
out.
have to print out the book. You'll have to print out the illegal copy of the book.
Okay.
And it's not a Fountas and Pinnell book, but you'll be able to find a hard level, and I'm going to ask you to make up comprehension questions.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I'm going to email myself right now to send Lisa the illegal copy of a level C book that I have. Okay. J.M. Buck. Send Lisa level C book. But I think you're right. I think it's going to be too hard, but at least you'll know. Who else tested today? Did someone else test? Sydney?
I was supposed to test today, but then I could have wait till tomorrow. I felt it would be better to wait till after we talked
Okay.
for me to do it tomorrow.
Okay. So Sydney, I sent you 2 books, Rigby books. I sent you Best Friends, level A. I sent
Yes.
you My Little Dog, B. Plain,
Yeah.
level B. And I sent you a C, Socks.
Yes.
Okay. So what did the parent tell you that the child was probably reading on? What level?
B.
B. Okay, I'm hoping that works out. I'm hoping your A is easy. And I sent you 2 Bs. I would read Plain first,
Okay.
and then My Little Dog second,
Okay.
and Socks third.
And then all of those you want me to do with like the Fountas and Pinnell sheets. I'm not doing the whole like have them read it back to me, right?
Did I send you any of those?
No, that's what I emailed you because you only sent me the level, like the Fontes and
Yeah.
Pinnell leveled books, and so I didn't get any ones to read that were aside from those.
Yeah, so I think when you said a B, I'm hoping the A is easy enough.
Okay.
So that's an easy level. I'm trusting the parent or the teacher that they know the kid's level.
Yeah. I was like a little concerned, but hopefully it's right.
Okay. Would you want me to send you an illegal copy of another book?
Yeah, if you want to do that, just in case the A turns out to be not so easy.
Okay. So I'm going to send
Thank you very much.
A and level A that you can read to the child and then have them read it back, and then you take a running record on the reading.
Okay.
Okay. Ah. So everybody, it's I really suggest, like, so all of these, I don't know if you have your folders. Did I tell you have your folders tonight, or is that tomorrow night? Your 6 folders, remember?
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night? Okay. So this is all related to folder 6, running records. So everything we're doing is part of your number 6 folder. So tomorrow night we'll go over the folders and the name that you should put on each folder and the rotation. So I always make running records the last folder. I don't know why, but I do. But we're giving that first because your paper is going to be due. That's what I was going to look at earlier. When's your paper due, your first paper?
It says Tuesday.
Next Tuesday? Oh, we got to change that.
Yeah, we were gonna ask about that.
Yeah, we have to change.
Okay, great.
Yeah. It'll probably be, yeah, I'm sorry. It'll probably be, January 8th. Oh, January 8th. That's a week from Tuesday.
No, it's a week from yesterday.
A week from yesterday. Okay. Do you
So
think
technically, yeah.
is that feasible? A week from yesterday, if everyone gets done testing by Monday? Wait, I gotta look at a calendar. Let me look at a calendar. Oh, okay. No, we'll change that probably to make it the 14th or something. Okay.
That sounds great.
Okay. Now the one thing is, we have to have a running record quiz. So what I'm going to do Saturday is send you a link to a YouTube video, and we are going to do, I'll be the kid reading it. I'll send you a copy of the book. So you're going to do the whole running record. You're going to code it. You're going to do the MSV. You're going to score it. And all I do is ask you not to talk to anybody else when you do it. So I trust in you to do it on your own. So we're going to go over your homework in a minute. Didn't you have homework on Carol and the Frog?
Wait, really quick. When is the quiz? The reading running record quiz?
Saturday.
Oh, okay. It's Saturday. Thank you.
Do we have to meet like online, or you're just gonna send the link and everything, and then we turn it into you?
Yeah, I would like it by hopefully 9 o'clock at night. So I'll probably post it about noon, and then sometime between noon and 9, you'll listen to it. You'll have the illegal copy of the book. Code it, MSV it, score it, and then scan it, and send me back the running record by 9 o'clock that night.
So we're emailing that to you, correct?
Yeah, because if you put it on D2L, I'll forget it's there, and I get all flustered.
Do we just use the running record sheets that we printed out?
Yeah.
Okay.
So for tomorrow night, I asked you to download, we're going to do folders 1 and 2. We're going to do tests 1 and 2 tomorrow. So you are to get on D2L and okay, that's not it. Don't share. Okay, share. So we're going to go back to, I think it's under week 2, pre-K 4, and you're going to see assessment forms down here. So you click on assessment forms, and boy, you see a whole bunch of them. So what I asked you to print out was 3 copies of each of the 2 that are labeled letter ID and the 2 that are labeled Ohio word test. So these 4 right here in the middle. And then I also emailed you this file, Concepts About Print Directions. So if you could have that spiral brown notebook, no, file card, you know what I mean, that thing you bought at Staples.
The note card thing.
Yeah, that thing. So you're going to learn how to cut this up, this direction sheet, and make your book. So when we learn about CAP. So I think I emailed you this too. If not, it's in this same area called Concepts About Print Directions. Wherever that one to pre-K 4 assessment forms, Concepts About Print Directions. Okay, we have 15 minutes left. Let's go over the homework you had. So in the homework, I did the coding for you, and you had to do the scoring and the MSV. Let me pull mine up. I know I had it out. So I hope you found 3 errors out of 36 words. The error ratio was 1 to 12, which equaled 91%. Self-correction rate was 1 to 2. So there were 4 self-corrections plus 3 errors. Sorry if I'm making you dizzy. Okay. So 3 over 4 plus 3, 3 over 7 equals 1 to, no, 4 over 3 plus 4. 4 over 7 is closer to 1 to 2. So let's look at it on the first page. You had for has. I gave it all 3, MS and V, because to me they mean the same. One is just past tense, one is present tense. She took him 4. So 4, I would have given it just structure, but a lot of people would give it meaning. So M and S is fine. The child fixed it, and the only way, remember, when they fix it at the word level, it's probably visual. Hard page. So when the child said in for into, it means the same thing. They look the same. Structurally, it's correct, so I gave it all 3, MS and V. Pool for pond, again, if you saw the book, You might not have given it meaning, but in the book, this pond is square. It almost looks like a pool. So I gave it meaning, structure, and visual. First two letters are the same. And again, visual to fix it because he never moved beyond. She fixed it as soon as she said pool. She probably said to herself, oh, pool ends in an L. That word doesn't end in an L. This word here, there's no error. The child appealed. The teacher said you try it, and she got it. So no error, doesn't count as wrong. So it's just good information that we can write about in our analysis. And then we have, he splashed water he splashed water all around. I just gave an M and S. Makes sense, sounds right, doesn't look right, but then he fixed it using the visual. So you're starting to see a pattern. So your paper is going to be talking about all the things the child did well. Look at, most of the time he uses meaning and structure on his error. And every time he doesn't use visual, well, not every time, most of the time when he doesn't use visual, at the error level, he fixes it with visual. Very interesting kid. Bless you, Paige, or whatever you're doing. Now, I did this on purpose because even if they just say one letter, we have to MSV that. So even though the child just said, "wh," and then appealed, you know she used some visual. So you have to give that visual information. If the child said nothing, you don't MSV it, right? In for into, self-corrected it with visual. Same as the one above, MSV, self-corrected it. So this, I can't even say, didn't do anything wrong, so it's not counted as an error. So we don't MSV it. And please remember to mark down how the reading sounded. Now on your Fountas and Pinnell, remember at the upper levels you have that fluency chart, so you don't have to do this. But on your quiz, I'm going to ask you to do that. So please write down a few descriptors, a phrase or two about how my reading sounds. Any questions on this? Really? Really? Katie, no question? Lisa, no question? Really? Did you agree with 4? Okay. On the first page, she took him 4.
Oh yeah, what's the one that it only had structure, or you would have only put structure? I had just structure. I didn't put meaning there.
4 hat? No, I think it's 4.
I think it was 2. I just put structure. I didn't have meaning here.
Yeah, I would too. But see, if you had the book, you see him taking him into the park.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my gut is structure, but again, I'll take meaning for that.
Okay.
So
That was it.
go ahead, Lisa.
Oh no, that was it. Everything else I had the same, so it was just that one.
Okay. So this is what your quiz is going to be. You're going to have a blank running record sheet. I'm not going to have the words on it. I'm just sending you the illegal copy of the book. It's probably going to be this book, the same book, as a matter of fact. Did you get the copy? Did that come through in this set? Did this illegal copy of this book come through? You got the zoo trip. Okay. Traffic. Did you get the Mutt Goes to School? Did you get that book? Yeah, that's what the quiz is going to be on. Must goes to school. Do you all have that? Okay. All right, so tomorrow night, we're going to talk about comprehension. Please have your books. We're going to talk about 2 of the tests, letter ID, word reading, and we're going to start concepts about print, which I think is the hardest test, which is why we make that little book that to help you administer the test. I'm going to mail out Katie's books to her tomorrow morning. And Emily and Mandy, after I talk to Mrs. Sir, I will email you and let you know what books you should download the forms for. Okay?
Yep, thank you.
You're welcome.
Will you be able to send my books tomorrow as well?
Who's saying that? Paige?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean,
Yes,
I'll,
now I have your address. Yes. I better.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll be in Shippensburg, so I can even stop by and get books if that would help.
Okay. Let me see. I'll email you.
Yeah, just email me. That's fine.
Okay. So I have to mail both Paige's books and Katie's. Okay. I can do that.
Okay.
All right, unless anyone has questions, I'm going to get ready for the 4 to 8 students. Okay, tomorrow night we're 2 hours, 6 to 8. Have your books, have your folders, have everything we talked about. Okay, thank you all for coming on a night we hadn't planned on. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Jessica, you were quiet tonight. Are you all right? Jessica.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, you were just so quiet tonight.
I'll show you.